सोनू इसमें भी स्टार्ट करके इसी चला दें. Good evening all of you. Online students, am I audible to you? Just write yes in comment. Okay, so today we will do Europe plus Australia. In Europe we have seen the river system, okay, already important rivers. So next is we will see the important mountain ranges in Europe continent. One is, you know, like this Alps is very important, famous one Alps. Here this is Alps here. Now here now what is important in Europe, we have 3 mountain ranges where we have the similar name, and student they get confused about that. So what is important here, one is in Great Britain we have, another is between Spain and France we have, and one is in Italy, and where we have the similar name. Okay, so what you can see, this is Pennine in Great Britain, Pennine, and here between Spain and France we have Pyrenees, Pyrenees, whereas in Italy this is Apennine. Okay, so how I remember this, I tell you. See what is important, this Italy, I. So we have vowel here. So vowel is with vowel. In तीनों ranges में vowel सिर्फ Apennine में है. A is with I. So I remember like in Italy we have Apennine. Out of this Pennine, Pyrenees, Apennine. So Apennine mountain range that is in Italy. So this is AI. After that, if you see the Y, अगर Y की shape देखोगे, like you will find it is bifurcated or it is divided into part. See this Y symbol divide or suggest you कि कुछ दो, it is divided in 2 part. So here what divide Spain and France, that is Y. तो ये देख लो नेम में देखो PYRE. So this Y suggests me it is between Spain and France. तो ऐसे याद करना पड़ेगा. If there is a similar information, there is 1 or 2 alphabet which help you so that you can remember exactly. Otherwise in exam there will be a confusion. So here in Italy we have Apennine, A and I. Between Spain and France there is Pyrenees, Y, and the rest third one is in Great Britain, that is Pennine. Okay, so Alps, that you know very well, this is Alps. After that this is Apennine. Apennine is in Italy country. Pyrenees, Pyrenees, that is between Spain and France, and this Pennine is in Great Britain. After that you can see other important mountain ranges. You can check here, this is Dinaric Alps, this is Pindos, this is Balkan Mountains, this is Carpathian Mountains. Okay, so important one is Alps, Apennine, Pyrenees, Pennine, and these are Scandinavian mountains. These are Scandinavian mountains we have. So we will see all this one by one. I give you one information for our exam point of view. Okay. So first we start with this Pennine. So you put heading Pennine, Pennine. Pennine. This is the central upland region in Great Britain. This is the central upland region in Great Britain we have. After that we have Pyrenees, Pyrenees, RENEES, for that it separates Spain from France. So can we say it is between Spain and France? We have Pyrenees. So we have Pennine, we have Pyrenees, then is Apennine. APPENNINES. It lies from the Western Alps to the southern tip of mainland in Italy. It lies from Western Alps to the southern tip of mainland Italy. So what is Apennine? From Western Alps to the southern tip of mainland Italy, we have Apennine. Okay. Next is Alps. What is the highest peak of Alps? Mount Blanc. Mount Blanc is the highest peak of Alps. It lies in the southeastern part of France. And separate it from Italy. It separate France from Italy. Else it separate France from Italy. And about Alps, it acts as watershed in Switzerland. तो ये किसकी तरह हेल्प करेगा? एक watershed. In Switzerland. Now what is this watershed? Like here Vindhyan act like watershed. Okay, so what is important here? This is the upland region, mountain range. What we will find, we have the river system on this side, we have the river system on this side. So here the water of that side is on the west side और ये इस तरफ रहेगा. It will not get mixed. So this peak or this mountain range, we will say it act like watershed, which divide two different river system, you can say. Okay. So similarly, this Alps, it act like watershed in Switzerland. The river which are following in the north direction of the Europe, which goes from the this Alps towards north, and which are running in the southern part, and here running in the southern parts. So we will see in the map. So this Alps act like watershed. So like this river, Rhine river, it goes in this direction, Danube river in this direction, and the Po river. Po in the southern part of Alps, and especially the Rhine river, that is in the northern part of Alps we have. So here the Rhine river in the northern of Alps, Po in the southern part of Alps. So this Alps act like watershed in Europe, especially in Switzerland. तो एक watershed का काम करता है. Now after this Alps, next is we have Carpathian. This is Carpathian. So you put heading Carpathian. It lies in Poland, Ukraine, Romania. So we put heading Carpathian. It lies in Poland, Ukraine, or Romania Carpathian mountain system. Now next is we have one mountain system with the name Ural. Ural. Can anyone tell me about this Ural? It makes the natural boundary between Europe and Asia. See here, this side is Europe, that side is Asia. So in between there is a Ural mountain we have, and this is the Russia. Russia is very large country. So here this Ural. So here it lies in Russia. It divide this Asia this side and the Europe this side. So you write Ural. It make a natural boundary between Asia and Europe. Ural के लिए लिख दो. It make a natural boundary between Asia and Europe. Now what is the highest peak of Ural? There is one interesting name. Narod Naya. Not Purana, Naya. Narodnaya. That is the highest peak of Ural mountain we have. Now after that, now the most important thing here, which can be asked, there is a canal, Kiel Canal. So here we have Kiel Canal. This side we have North Sea. Okay. And here we have Baltic Sea. This is Baltic Sea. It has reduced the distance between North Sea and Baltic Sea, this Kiel Canal, and here Europe, North America. So they have done lots of investment for the inland waterways. अगर उनको कैनाल बनानी पड़ी बनाई. Like here in Africa we have Suez Canal, and here we have Panama Canal. This is Kiel Canal. अगर as far as the continent wise if I say, so what is the famous canal of Europe continent? Kiel Canal. So for this Kiel Canal you can note down Kiel, K-I-E-L. It connects North Sea with Baltic Sea. Okay. Next, one or two important information, like we have Black Forest. It is example of block mountain. I think I told you fold and fault. Block mountain is nothing, that is a fault mountain. Faulting की वजह से बनता है, fault. And where we have Black Forest, which country? Germany. Germany. Last class I told you one river which originates from Black Forest and drain in the Black Sea. Can you tell me the name of that river? So here this is Danube, which originates from the Black Forest and which drain in the Black Sea. This is Danube. Okay. Highest peak of Ural, URAL. Sumit, URAL. That is Narodnaya. NARODNAYA. NAYA. Now next is, there are some extra thing I will cover on Europe, where I tell you the difference between Great Britain, UK, England. Okay, that thing about Scandinavian country, and I will cover separately the local winds. Once I will complete with Australia and Asia also, then we will see local winds, we will see the ocean currents also. Okay. So today we will add one more continent, that is Oceania. Continent name is Oceania, but mainly we have to cover Australia and New Zealand. The rest about the Pacific Ocean, in the very first class we have seen Polynesia, Micronesia, Melanesia. I think for GS student that is more than enough. Don't waste your energy about the Pacific Ocean. उससे ज़्यादा नहीं पूछेगा. Otherwise it will be from the Oceanography chapter. अगर पैसिफिक ओशन में कुछ एक्स्ट्रा पूछ रहा है तो ओशनोग्राफी से लिंक होगा. The next here is we will see Australia and New Zealand. Now what is important about this Australia? Now there is one interesting thing about Australia, and we have one mnemonic which tell you the coastal city or all the important cities here. Now the mnemonic here is BSc, मतलब किसी बंदे ने पहले BSc की, फिर MA की, and then PhD. BSc, MA, PhD. And this is so wonderful, it covers all the important cities in a clockwise direction. Now we will see here B stand for Brisbane. So you can see the important capital city, and these are the province. I will tell you the province also. I will give you extra information on all this. But first we will see this mnemonic BSc, MA, PhD. So this is Brisbane. After that this is Sydney. B for Brisbane. This is for Sydney. C for Canberra. This is Canberra. Then this is MA. M is Melbourne. A is Adelaide. This is Adelaide we have. BSc, I repeat, Brisbane, Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Adelaide. Then PH, that is Perth. D is Darwin. This is Darwin. Brisbane, Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, Adelaide. This is Perth. Then we have Darwin. Okay. Now we will see in Australia the province, and as far as the physiography is concerned, how we divide Australia. So first we will see the province here. तो पहले मैं आपको ये politically बता देता हूँ. I give you 1122 information about this capital because these are the capital cities of the province. Then we will see the physical feature of Australia. Okay. So now here, if you see this Australia, this side we have Western Australia. This is the province of Australia, country, Western Australia. This is Northern Territory. This is South Australia. This is Queensland. This part is called Queensland. This is New South Wales, and this is Victoria. We have. This is Tasmania Island. So I repeat, Western Australia, Northern Territory, South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, and this is Victoria we have. So we start with this Brisbane. It is the capital of Queensland. So this Brisbane is the capital of Queensland. For this Brisbane, you can note down, it is capital and main port city of Queensland. Next point is, it is situated near Ipswich, IPS, WICH, coalfield. It is situated, there is a coal field, okay, near to Brisbane. The name of this cold field is Ipswich, Ipswich. If they ask where is Ipswich, Australia, and that is in the Queensland near Brisbane. So there are two information you have to remember about Brisbane. It is the capital of Queensland and it is situated near Ipswich, and which is the coal field. मतलब coal के लिए famous है. Now after that Brisbane, next is we have Sydney. So next is Sydney. For this Sydney, you can note down it is Australia's oldest and largest city. Oldest and the largest city. It is the capital this Sydney here, it is capital and main port city of New South Wales. Okay. After the next is we will see this Canberra. For this Canberra, it is Australia's capital. मतलब ऑस्ट्रेलिया एज ए कंट्री उसकी कैपिटल है कैनबेरा. इट इज ऑस्ट्रेलियाज कैपिटल. and it is a mainly administrative city. Mainly administrative city. If you see in North America, okay, and Australia, which are the developed continent, they have one wonderful thing, not like India. Delhi, it is capital of India, it is administrative town also, it is industrial town also, it is educational hub also, where rather than horizontal growth, we have vertical growth. Okay? And the density wise, like you can see all the district here, and those who are in old Rajanagar, they know very well. ठीक है, कुछ तो किचन में भी रह रहे हैं, देखा मैंने, किचन को भी रेंट पे चढ़ा देते हैं यहाँ पे लैंडलॉर्ड. Whereas in North America and Australia, what they have, the city which is the populated one and the city which is for administrative purpose are different. मतलब जैसे सिडनी है, that is the old and the largest city, उसको नहीं capital बनाया, तो here Canberra is the capital now. So now this Canberra is the capital which is mainly for administrative purpose. So administrative purpose different होगा, industrial purpose के लिए different city they have. So this is mainly for administrative purpose Canberra, and it is the Australia capital. Now next we come to this Melbourne. Melbourne. This is capital of Victoria. It is country's second largest city. And it is also the former capital of Australia. Capital of Victoria, country's second largest city. So what they found, like earlier the capital was this Melbourne, and they found that there is a population pressure going on in this Melbourne. they have shifted their capital to Canberra, and which is for only administrative purpose. Okay. So this is Melbourne, which is the former capital of Australia, country's second largest city, and this is capital of Victoria also. Next is Adelaide. So next city, important city is Adelaide. For this Adelaide, it is capital of South Australia. Capital of South Australia. Next is Perth. Perth is the capital of Western Australia. Perth is the capital of Western Australia. Next is Darwin. Darwin is capital and the main port city of Northern Territory, North Territory. Darwin, it is capital and the main port city of Northern Territory. Okay. After that, this is Tasmania Island. Capital of Tasmania is Hobart. So you can note down Hobart. It is the capital of Tasmania. Hobart is the capital of Tasmania. Now we will see the physical feature of this Australia and plus New Zealand we will see. So you can see the next map. In this next map, first we will see the coastline. We will follow the same structure for other continent also. We have seen the coastline. Then I will tell you this Australia we divide in three main physiography division. Western, central, and on the east side. Then we will see important information on this, which is important for our exam point of view. Okay, then we will see the lake, then we will see this Australian Alps, we will see the rivers also. Now first you can see, I will draw the coastline, might be it is not clear, इस map में ज़्यादा clear नहीं होगा, तो quickly I draw this coastline. So now one by one we start from this Gulf of Joseph Bonaparte. This is Gulf of Joseph Bonaparte. Here this is Arafura Sea. This is Gulf of Carpentaria. Gulf of Carpentaria. Taria. Now this is Torres Strait. North of Australia, this is Torres Strait we have. This is Cape York Peninsula. Cape York Peninsula. This side we have Coral Sea. This is Great Barrier Reef. 4 or 5 years back they asked very simple question about this Great Barrier Reef. So it's not like every time they ask difficult things, sometimes they ask easy thing also. Great Barrier Reef has been asked. Now this is Great Dividing Range, we will see later. This is the Bass Strait which separate Tasmania from the Australia mainland. This is Bass Strait. Here we have Tasman Sea, Tasmania, Tasman Sea, similar name you can see. So you have Tasman Sea, Tasmania Island. This is Great Australian Bight you have. This is Great Australian Bight. हाँ बाइट बता देता हूँ BIGHT. Now here this is one feature we covered bay. Gulf. Okay. So what we have, when there is a band in the coastline, that feature is known as bight. Okay. So this is bight. When it become like this, then become bay or gulf. When it is having a narrow opening, lagoon. वो lagoon बन जाएगा. So in the bight, where a coastline is bent like a pipe. Pipe को bend करते हैं ना जैसे हम. We bend one iron rod. So there is a band. थोड़ा bend होगा, ज़्यादा नहीं होगा. In bay and gulf we have large band. उसमें ज़्यादा bend होगा. This is called bight. This is called bay. So that is the difference in bay and bight. So where there is a band in the coastline, it is known as bight. ये काफी सारी बड़ी है तो इसलिए ग्रेट ऑस्ट्रेलियन बाइट इज द नेम गिवन टू दिस. So I repeat, on the coastline we have Gulf of Joseph Bonaparte. Here we have Arafura Sea. This is Gulf of Carpentaria. This is Torres Strait, Cape York Peninsula, Great Barrier Reef. This is Bass Strait, which separate Tasmania Island from the Australia mainland. This is Great Australian Bight. Great Australian Bight. Okay, online students, राम राम, गुड इवनिंग. जो लेट ज्वाइन किया कोई इशू नहीं. नेक्स्ट इज दिस ऑस्ट्रेलिया वी डिवाइड इन 3 पार्ट. The western part here is a plateau region. Like in India, southern part is a plateau region. So this western part is a plateau region. Central part is a central lowland. Central lowland, which is more or less a plain area with basins, lake, जिसमें काफी सारे basins है, river basins, lake. So that is the central lowland. On the eastern side we have the Great Dividing Range. This is the main thing, Great Dividing Range. So what we do, we divide Australia in 3 parts. दीपक दीक्षित, डार्विन बता तो दिया मैंने. Darwin is the capital of North Territory of Australia. North Territory is the province of Australia. Darwin बता चुका हूँ. So can we have a big picture for each and every continent? You should have a big picture for your mains answer writing purpose, or maybe in your prelims it will be asked. So as a big picture, India we divide in 3, or you can say 5. Himalayas, Great Plain, PPR, mainly 3. But later on when we will study in detail, we will see there are 2 more, coastal plain plus island also. फिजियोग्राफी के हिसाब से इंडिया को 3 पार्ट में हम डिवाइड करते हैं, हिमालयस, ग्रेट प्लेन ऑफ इंडिया एंड पीपीआर, पेनिनसुला प्लेट्यू रीजन. Then we will add 2 more, coastal plain is the 4th one and island is the 5th physiography division. तो here what we do, अभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया तो हमें डिटेल में करना नहीं है, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर ऑस्ट्रेलिया सिविल सर्विसेज. कर तो रहे हम इंडिया के लिए, तो इंडिया वी विल डू इन डिटेल, बट ऑस्ट्रेलिया इज इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज मैनी ऑफ यू विल ऑप्ट फॉर IFS, फॉरेन सर्विस, or as far as the geography is concerned, we should have an idea about the geography of each and every continent or the main country. ऑस्ट्रेलिया कॉन्टिनेंट ना होके बट कॉन्टिनेंट जैसा है, मतलब उस कॉन्टिनेंट के लिए ऑस्ट्रेलिया ही भाई मतलब भगवान है, ओसेनिया के लिए ऑस्ट्रेलिया ही भगवान है टाइप. So what we do, we divide in 3 parts. On the western side, this is a plateau region. In the central, there is a central lowland. On the eastern side, this is a mountain region. जैसे हिमालयाज है, इनका ईस्टर्न साइड में माउंटेन रेंज है, which is known as Great Dividing Range. और ओशन में चला गया Great Barrier Reef. So now we put heading. अच्छा चले पहले उससे पहले, like what we will do, we will see there are the desert. Australia, what happened like here, might be you have seen on the TV, on YouTube, cities of Australia. Sydney देखा होगा, आपको लगा अरे सब कुछ है यहाँ, तो cities है, but that is the few cities we have. Otherwise, as far as the country is concerned, इस country में desert बहुत ज़्यादा है, deserts. You can see there is a Great Sandy Desert, there is a Gibson Desert, there is a Great Victoria Desert, and I told you we have so many Victoria, including Queen. क्वीन का देख लो क्या क्या इफेक्ट है, मतलब इनको भी योगी महाराज चाहिए। विक्टोरिया नाम से प्रोविंस भी है, विक्टोरिया नाम से ग्रेट विक्टोरिया डेजर्ट भी है, वी हैव ए विक्टोरिया लेक। कहाँ पे थी विक्टोरिया लेक? अफ्रीका की सबसे बड़ी लेक है। और एक विक्टोरिया वाटरफॉल भी हमने पढ़ा है, ठीक है। सो दिस इज विक्टोरिया रिवर इज ऑल्सो देयर, विक्टोरिया रेंज भी है एक, मतलब विक्टोरिया ना हो गया, गांधी परिवार हो गया, डार्लिंग रेंज, दिस इज तनामी डेजर्ट इज देयर, दिस इज ए रेंज मैकडोनल्ड रेंज, दिस इज ए मस्करेव रेंज, दिस इज नुल्लाबार प्लेन हियर, नुल्लाबार प्लेन, this is start stony desert, this is great artesian basin we have, this is gulf of spencer, ये रह गया था हमारा gulf of spencer, साउथ में देखो gulf of spencer मिलेगा, this is Eyre peninsula, EYRE Eyre peninsula, this part, देख लो दो चीजें याद रख लो, तीन चीजें, नुल्लाबार प्लेन, Eyre peninsula, gulf of spencer. Otherwise these are the desert area, these are the ranges, this is a plateau, Kimberley plateau, so desert area. Wherever we get some information, we will have extra information 1 1 2, otherwise we will mainly divide in 3 part. तो ये याद रखना, वेस्टर्न प्लेट्यू रीजन, सेंट्रल लॉलैंड एंड द ग्रेट डिवाइडिंग रेंज। ऑस्ट्रेलिया बस ऐसे ध्यान रखना है कि भैया ये वेस्टर्न में, सेंट्रल में और ईस्टर्न में है ग्रेट डिवाइडिंग रेंज। नाउ वी स्टार्ट विद द वेस्टर्न प्लेट्यू रीजन। So here you put heading Western Plateau region. Is there anyone heard one term as far as the geography is concerned, shield? Shield, SHIELD, shield. There are the term called shield, tableland. Let me explain this. School days, those who have participated in any of the program, to the winners, मेरे को कभी नहीं मिला था, मुझे बस एक बार कंसोलेशन प्राइज में एक नोटबुक देती थी 5 रुपए की, उनको लगा कभी मरमरा ना जाए इसको दे दो, बट बाकी लोगों को क्या था, ट्रॉफी मिलती थी, शील्ड मिलती थी। शील्ड की शेप देखिए, शील्ड दैट इज ए हार्ड सरफेस, ओके, एंड इट इज ए प्लेट्यू, ओल्ड प्लेट्यू रीजन विच इज फॉर्म विद ए हार्ड रॉक, उसको शील्ड बोल दिया जाता है। तो द वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया इज ए प्लेट्यू रीजन एंड इट इज फॉर्म ऑफ द हार्ड रॉक। जुडो कराटे में भी शील्ड विल्ड दे देते हैं ना, हार्ड, मतलब वो ऐसी फीलिंग देता है, मतलब हार्ड शील्ड, तो सेम वर्ड, मतलब वो शील्ड क्या है, हार्ड चीज के लिए यूज किया जाता है। तो दिस इज ए प्लेट्यू रीजन विच इज फॉर्म विद द हार्ड रॉक। तो वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया इज ए शील्ड, उसको शील्ड बोल दिया जाता है, शील्ड। कैनेडियन शील्ड, कनाडा का जो नॉर्थ का पार्ट है ना, दैट इज ऑल्सो ए शील्ड एरिया, वो भी एक प्लेट्यू रीजन है फॉर्म्ड ऑफ द हार्ड रॉक, तो उसको शील्ड बोल देते हैं। टेबल लैंड, टेबल की तरह, जैसे ये है, देखो माउंटेन तो ऐसे होगा जनरली, सो इट गेट इरोडेड ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, इट बिकम हार्ड रॉक, और जैसे इंडिया का ये पेनिनसुलर प्लेट्यू रीजन है, तो दैट यू कैन से टेबल लैंड। सिमिलरली दिस वेस्टर्न प्लेट्यू रीजन, इट इज ए टेबल लैंड। प्लेट्यू रीजन आर मेनली, यू कैन यूज ए टर्म टेबल लैंड, उसको टेबल लैंड भी बोल दिया जाता है, टेबल की तरह, ठीक है। जो स्लोप है उसका स्टीप नहीं मिलेगा, बिकॉज इरोजन हैज बीन डन, उसका इरोजन हो चुका है, ठीक है, भगवान ने उस पर रंदा लगा दिया बार बार, बिकॉज ऑफ मे बी, कौन कौन से इरोजन के फैक्टर होंगे, पानी की वजह से या विंड की वजह से, हाँ, सी वेव ऑन द कोस्ट, तब सी वेव में भी पानी काम कर रहा है, दो ही चीज होते हैं, पानी या हवा, ठीक है, पानी और हवा की वजह से इरोजन होता जाता है, तो पानी लगा या हवा लगी, उसकी वजह से धीरे धीरे इरोड होता जाएगा, तो ये बन गया टेबल लैंड। तो द वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया शील्ड है या टेबल लैंड बोल दो उसको, तो इट इज हाई टेबल लैंड, तो वी यूज दिस टर्म, इसको शील्ड भी बोलते हैं एंड वी कॉल इट एज हाई टेबल लैंड। It contains desert region. Great sandy, Gibson, and here Great Victoria. Great Victoria. So this is what Western Plateau region. Second one is Central Lowland. Central Lowland, it lies from Gulf of Carpathia to the Great Australian Bight. मतलब ये पूरा एरिया जो है that is the Central Lowland, which have lakes also, basins also. So this area is Central Lowland. So we put heading Central Lowland. Second area is Central Lowland. For the Central Lowland, you can note down, it lies from Gulf of Carpentaria to Great Australian Bight. It lies from Gulf of Carpentaria to the Great Australian Bight. It consists of basins, low-lying land, and lakes. काफी सारे basins है इसमें, low-lying lands है, and the lakes we have. And there is one lake also in the Central Lowland. We will talk about that lake later on. Lake Eyre, E-Y-R-E. Lake Eyre, E-Y-R-E. That lies in the Central Lowland. We have a lake, Lake Eyre, E-Y-R-E. So the third one is on the eastern side. We have mountain range. What is the name of that mountain range? Great Dividing Range. So this one is the Great Dividing Range. It lies from Cape York Peninsula to the southern part, where we have which province? यहाँ पे कौन सी province थी सर जी? Victoria. सब कुछ भूल जाना, Victoria मत भूलना. Victoria. But here, this Great Dividing Range, it like Himalayas. How many of you know Himalayas that goes up to Andaman Nicobar? That is nothing extension of Himalayas, Purvanchal, when we will study that. तो इसी तरह से like this is Great Dividing Range, it lies from Cape York Peninsula, the southern part, and it continues in the Tasmania Island. Tasmania Island में भी है ये Great Dividing Range. So you put heading, the third one is Great Dividing Range. It is the most elevated part of Australia. Also known as the Eastern Highland. It is also known as the Eastern Highland. It extends from Cape York Peninsula to Victoria Province and continues बियॉन्ड बास स्ट्रेट टू तस्मानिया, बियॉन्ड बास स्ट्रेट into Tasmania. Now what is this example? Great Dividing Range. This is block mountain, fault mountain. Why fault? So when you have to write about fault mountain, see, I tell you in geography, some students they get less marks in mains. Why? Because you are just writing the content. आप उसकी सजावट नहीं करते. सजावट भी तो करनी होती है. केक है, केक सिर्फ आप एक प्लेन केक है, एक ऊपर चॉकलेट वॉकलेट लगी है, अच्छे से आपने डेकोरेशन किया है, ठीक है. एक आप 5 फूल दे रहे हो, एक बुक्के बना के दे रहे हो, तो देयर इज ए डिफरेंस इन द प्रेजेंटेशन. सो व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट when you write about fault mountain? I have seen students they write only the definition of fault mountain. If you know the Black Forest is example of fault mountain and the Great Dividing Range is example of fault mountain, you write for example Black Forest in Germany, Great Dividing Range in Australia. एग्जामिनर अरे भाई अच्छा चेक करेगा वो पलट के, अच्छा ग्रेट डिवाइडिंग रेंज ब्लॉक माउंटेन है भाई, सही इंप्रेस हो जाएगा. सिमिलरली फोल्ड माउंटेन, हिमालयस पता है, यू राइट अबाउट एटलस ऑल्सो, एंडीज ऑल्सो, लिख दो ना उसमें कि these are fold mountain. And the next thing for your value addition in your answer, diagram, map, that has to be neat and clean. So these are the small things which play very important role. Content कम लिखो, but some extra thing you have to write like examples and diagram, flow chart, that will help you to get very good marks in geography answer. We will discuss about that when we will do answer writing practice. So this is fault mountain, Great Dividing Range we have. Okay. Now next is we will see there are important ranges. Just remember the name. Darling Range is there. ऑस्ट्रेलिया में 2 डार्लिंग है, एक रेंज है और एक रिवर भी है, मुर्रे डार्लिंग रिवर. सो दिस इज डार्लिंग रेंज. दोनों कॉर्नर पे एक डार्लिंग रखी हुई है इन्होंने. डार्लिंग रेंज रखी हुई है वेस्ट साइड में और डार्लिंग रिवर रखी है ऑन द ईस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ ऑस्ट्रेलिया. इस तरफ रिवर इस तरफ है, माउंटेन रेंज इस तरफ है. दिस इज मैकडोनल्ड, दिस इज मस्ग्रेव. यू जस्ट रिमेंबर द नेम ऑफ दिस. देयर इज वन रॉक हियर, काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ पे. मैकडोनल्ड और मस्ग्रेव के बीच में देयर इज ए रॉक, आयर रॉक, AYRES. This is monolithic rock. What is monolithic? Single stone. ठीक है. And what is important here? It is known as the color rock. इसको रेड रॉक या कलर रॉक भी बोलते हैं. It keep on changing its color. जादू? Any one of you can suggest what is the reason behind that कि इसके कलर चेंज होते हैं? Have you seen if any one of you have done trekking on the Himalayas? आपने देखा वहां पे गोल्ड और सिल्वर दोनों चीज देखी है आपने कभी? चांदी और गोल्ड. During the time of sunrise or sunset, especially during the daytime also, but during the time of sunrise and sunset, when you are on the lesser Himalayas, जो भी lesser Himalayas से, if you see the greater Himalayas ranges, where the top of that mountain peak is covered with the ice, और वो sun rays पड़ने की वजह से golden चमकती है. Maybe you can see the picture on social media, Instagram पे या कहीं पे भी आपको फोटो दिख जाएगी, तो वो गोल्ड दिख गया. और रात को कई बार दैट लाइक हेयर वेरी वाइट विद द मूनलाइट की वजह से बड़ा राइट, तो वो सिल्वर हो गया. तो व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट? लाइट्स. सिमिलरली हियर सी दिस रॉक कीप ऑन चेंजेस द कलर बिकॉज ऑफ द डिफरेंट एंगल ऑफ द सन रेज. सन रेज की इंटेंसिटी बदलती है. सनराइज के टाइम में इंटेंसिटी कम होगी, ड्यूरिंग द डे टाइम इट इज मोर, देन इट गिव ए डिफरेंट शेड्स. So it shows different shade because of the sunrise. When it reflect the sunrise, उसकी वजह से different shade show करता है. That's why it is known as the color rock or red rock. Mainly उसमें red color है, but we have the different shades. Day time में अलग अलग तरह की shades reflect करता है rock. So that's why it is known as color rock. So air rock. So you put heading air rock. AYRES. It is situated in the northern territory of Australia. It is one of the largest monolithic rock in Australia. It is also known as red rock. इसको red rock भी बोला जाता है. It lies between McDonald and the Musgrave Range. लोकेशन क्या है? मैकडोनल्ड और मस्ग्रेव रेंज के बीच में. तो बेबी लाइक देर आर द रॉक्स जिसपे वेजिटेशन होगा, या रॉक किस चीज से बनी है, तो इसका रिफ्लेक्शन क्या होगा? थोड़ा रेडिश कलर का करता होगा, मतलब उस सनलाइट की वजह से ये रॉक का कलर रेड कलर दिख रहा होगा. एंड व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड ए कलर रॉक? क्योंकि उसमें डिफरेंट शेड्स आते हैं. सुबह के टाइम में अलग शेड की रॉक दिखेगी, फिर अलग चीज की. हाँ, कहीं और भी हो सकता है ये फीचर. रिफ्लेक्शन वेव. हाँ, वेरी गुड. या तो फिजिक्स आ गई, उसके पैसे अलग लगेंगे. मेरे को आइडिया नहीं है फिजिक्स का ना. ठीक है, मैंने पढ़ा इसको कलर रॉक बोले जाता है, रेड रॉक बोला जाता है. फिर मैंने गूगल पे देखा, 4-5 वेबसाइट पे चेक किया, व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड रेड रॉक, कलर रॉक. जो रीजन था मैंने आपको बता दिया. अब वो वेव लेंथ वाला रीजन शी इज टेलिंग यू, क्योंकि अलग अलग वेव लेंथ होती है. ठीक है, ग्रास ग्रीन क्यों दिखती है? क्योंकि वो बाकी कलर ऑब्जर्व करती है, ग्रीन रिफ्लेक्ट करती है. मैं क्या सही है, मुझे ये था कि उल्टा होना चाहिए था. नेक्स्ट इज ऑस्ट्रेलियन एल्प्स. एल्प्स यू हैव इन यूरोप, एल्प्स यू हैव इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया, एल्प्स यू हैव इन न्यूजीलैंड ऑल्सो. ध्यान रखना, एल्प्स ऑस्ट्रेलिया में भी है. दिस इज द ऑस्ट्रेलियन एल्प्स. सदर्न पार्ट ऑफ ग्रेट डिवाइडिंग रेंज जो है, यहाँ पे वी हैव ऑस्ट्रेलियन एल्प्स. And today only we have seen Alps in Europe. Today only we will see there is one more Alps जो कि न्यूजीलैंड में. There Australian Alps में क्या है कि what is the highest peak of this Australian Alps? Mount Kosciuszko. Kosciuszko. And which is the highest peak of Australia country. Australia की highest peak भी है. But it is not the highest peak of Oceania continent. वो हमें न्यूजीलैंड में मिलने वाली है. We will see the highest peak of Oceania continent, but Australia country की highest peak है Mount Kosciuszko, which lies in Australian Alps. तो we put heading Australian Alps. For this you can note down Australia's highest peak. Mount Kosciuszko. Lies in Australian Alps. next is, this is Great Barrier Reef, the largest coral reef in the world. Great Barrier Reef क्या है? This is the largest coral reef in the world. Next we will see the important rivers, lake, okay, and then we will see the New Zealand. So as far as the river is concerned, main is, this is Murray Darling. Otherwise there are the river Cooper Creek, Georgina, but you remember only Murray Darling. Lakes are concerned, there are two important lakes. This is Torrens Lake and this is Lake Eyre. Important one is Lake Eyre, or you can remember Torrens also. Now first I give you information on Murray Darling, then we will see the Lake Eyre. Lake Torrens, you just remember the location, Lake Eyre and the Murray Darling Basin. So we put heading Murray Darling Basin. For this you can note down the river basin formed by the Australia's largest river system. Murray and Darling. ऐसा भी लग सकते हो, लार्जेस्ट रिवर सिस्टम मुर्रे एंड इट्स ट्रिब्यूटरी डार्लिंग. डार्लिंग जो है वो मुर्रे की ट्रिब्यूटरी है. नेक्स्ट इज लेक अयर. It is the deepest point of Australia. And it is 12 meter below surface of Lake Eyre. ऐसा लिख लो नहीं तो कंफ्यूज हो जाओगे. Surface of Lake Eyre is 12 meter below sea level. Just explain me this statement. Why this? What you mean? 12 meter below sea level. See here, might be heard about the mountain ranges peak. It is 5,600 meter above sea level. Okay. This is the sea level. Here is the continent. If it is mountain peak, it is these many meter above sea level, like Mount Everest. What is the height of Mount Everest? 8,848.86. ठीक है, चलो 8848 याद रख लो. And what is the height of K2? What is the height of Kanchenjunga? K2 का 8611. Okay. And I think Kanchenjunga का 8586. ऐसा कुछ sequence है. We will see that. So from sea level, that is the height. From sea level. What about this Lake Eyre? The surface of Lake Eyre is 12 meter below. तो क्या हो गया यहाँ पे? Like for example, this is Australia. This is Australia. ये जो है, it is in Australia continent. This is, और थोड़ा डीप बना देता हूँ. This is the surface of the Lake Eyre. if we check, sea level will be here. कुछ लोगों के दिमाग में आता है अगर ये सी लेवल से नीचे तो सी का पानी इसमें क्यों नहीं आ जा रहा, क्योंकि देयर इज ए लैंड मास इन बिटवीन. ठीक है, ये जो लैंड मास है वो रोके हुए सी के पानी को, या तो आपको पाइप डालनी पड़ेगी जो कि सिर्फ ट्रम्प कर सकता है. So this is sea level, this is the surface of Lake Eyre, it is a 12 meter below sea level. तो ये है इसका surface. That's why it is the deepest point of Oceania भी बोल सकते हैं, ऑस्ट्रेलिया कंट्री का भी है. Now after this next is we will see important information on New Zealand. और क्या this city here is Wellington. Now what is important, this is divided in two islands, one is North Island, another is South Island. South Island we have Southern Alps, इसके अंदर है Southern Alps. Here the highest peak of Southern Alps is Mount Cook, which is the highest peak of Oceania also. इसकी height कोसिस्को से ज़्यादा है. So we have this Mount Cook. काफी सारे कुक है न्यूजीलैंड में. There is a Cook Strait also. यहाँ पे Cook Strait है. There is a Cook Strait which separate North Island from South Island is Cook Strait. And we have done Cook Island. याद है? When I cover Tropic of Capricorn passes through New Caledonia, Tonga, Cook Island, which is a part of New Zealand. न्यूजीलैंड का मतलब हक है उसके ऊपर. कुक आइलैंड इज ऑल्सो देयर. इधर इस तरफ पैसिफिक ओशन में देयर इज ए कुक आइलैंड. यू कैन मार्क, दैट इज योर होमवर्क. मार्क करना, एटलस में देखना, कुक आइलैंड भी मिलेगा. कुक माउंटेन पीक भी है, कुक माउंट दिस स्ट्रेट भी है, एंड द कुक आइलैंड इज ऑल्सो देयर. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू, you write about Southern Alps. First you put heading Southern Alps. This is mountain of South Island. Highest peak is Mount Cook, which lie in Southern Alps. The next is Cook Strait. It separates North Island from South Island. Next is Wellington. Can anyone tell me about Wellington? It is the capital of New Zealand. It is capital of New Zealand. It lies on the southern tips of North Island. North Island का जो southern tips है, that is Wellington. ये North Island का southern tips is Wellington. You can write, it is capital of New Zealand. It is located on the southern tip of North Island. southern tip of North Island. And it is the southernmost capital city in the world. Okay. Now here, as far as the world map is concerned, we left with Asia. We will do local winds. We will do ocean currents. The rest, a list of temperate and the tropical grassland, I will provide you. Quickly I will discuss. Straight, I will give the handout for that. If you want me on a single map, I can discuss with you important states, I can tell you. Okay. And later on we will do places in news. Okay, today I'm taking lecture for only 1 or 10 minutes because some work is going on. Sunday आज तो उनको CCTV वगैरह लगाने हैं. So I give you the timetable for GS Foundation Best Student. Monday you have polity class. Tuesday mapping class. I think I will try to complete all these 3 things on the Tuesday class. Asia. We will focus on Mediterranean Sea, Caspian Sea, Black Sea, Western Asia. We will put a special focus on that area because generally that is asked. Plus local winds, yes, and oceans current. So I will do that in the Tuesday class. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, polity class. Saturday not fixed, but maybe I can take Indian mapping part. Sunday, yes, I will take. So my classes more or less I will take on Tuesday, Sunday. Saturday I will inform you. Saturday I will inform you. You will get information on Friday about the Saturday class. Do revise. Maybe in between I can take one test for the world mapping. I will give you 50-60 questions on the world mapping, so I can take one test. And once I will cover Indian geography, then Indian geography mapping part, I will take one test on that also. So मैं आपको एक test ले सकता हूँ उसके ऊपर. Okay, so do revise this. Thank you. Okay, online students. How you will get a handout? You can visit our office. Okay, you will get handout from our institute. Thank you.